Pokemon has seen 7 unique regions so far in its 20 years that it's been around. All 7 regions have been based off real-world location. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh are all based off Japan. Kalos is based off France, and Unova and now Alola are based off the United States. There are still many places in our world Game Freak could choose as an inspiration, and in this series I'll pick a part of the real world and reimagine it as a Pokemon region. And in this episode, as suggested by Ashaki, we will be reimagining Russia as a Pokemon region. Russia, the largest country in the world. It's a rugged country with rugged people and with rugged animals. Everything is built to survive and thrive in the harsh, cold climate of Russia. The land itself is all shades of white, brown, and gray, from vast cold mountains to the far eastern Skalan Island, with its unusual rocky coast. But it isn't all gray and gloom. There is some beauty in the Russian landscape, with its forests and lakes. Even the architecture is beautiful, such as St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. There is always beauty to be found, and sometimes some awe-striking visuals such as the Mir Mine, the giant no-fly zone diamond mine that spirals down into the earth. You can see in this picture alone how massive the mine is. I could see the villainous team in the region having their main HQ deep within the Pokemon interpretation for the Mir Mine. The ruggedness of the land does seep over to the animal life of Russia. I only have 2 animals to show, but there are still 3 examples despite this, and I'll be beginning with the non-animal. This is the Russian Matryoshka doll, or better known as the nesting doll. They are a classic staple of Russian culture and a very popular souvenir for those traveling to Russia. It would be a great ghost-type Pokemon, as all dolls seem to be, but each doll with this nesting doll would be a shell of the Pokemon, and the true Pokemon would be the final, most inner tiny doll. This would be a great Pokemon to introduce into the Pokemon game regardless of the region. Moving on to the animals now, we will begin with the Saiga Antelope. When I saw this animal while researching Russian animal life, I was stumped by this elephant-nosed antelope. It's just a wonder how so many animals can have that nose like that. They are a critically endangered species that are one of the few surviving prehistoric animals on Earth, which makes me think this could be a good fossil Pokemon since we never had a mammal fossil Pokemon yet. That would in turn give this Pokemon the rock typing, which makes it fitting for its look. And last, we have something that would be just wrong not to mention if we're doing a region based off Russia. This is the Kamchatka brown bear, a very large bear that is all over the Russian wilderness, and even in Alaska. They are actually not that hostile towards humans, and attacks by them are rather rare. It would be somewhat of a mascot for this region since the bear is always associated with Russia. As for its typing, well, I'm not sure. Possibly fire? I always feel like a fire would always go good with a bear-type Pokemon. Now we will be moving on to the legendaries. This was rather hard this week, not because of the lack of inspiration. Russia has its fair share. It's the lack of images of the creatures. But as always, I have 2, and we will be starting with the Fiery Serpents. They are evil spirits that bring gifts of gold during the night, but it turns to literally manure by morning. I picture this being more of a trickster Pokemon with the dark and fire typing. And the last Russian inspiration for a legendary Pokemon is Simgar. It's a god or mythical creature that is a wolf with wings. And that is all I can say about that, unfortunately. There is not much of a backstory to this, and so there isn't really much to say. I just fell in love with the idea of a winged wolf, and it would make a great fairy and flying type. Maybe not fairy, but it would be pretty cool to see a winged wolf Pokemon. It just has that Pokemon feel to it. Russia, a cold, brutal land that has shaped all that live there to be strong and able to take on anything. Not only would it be a great, colder Pokemon region, the inspirations for the Pokemon would be awesome. This has been episode 8 of Where in the World. There isn't a location lined up for next week, so this is your chance to suggest something, hopefully something warmer. And if I use your location you suggest, I will always mention you in a video as thanks. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and share it around. Follow me on Twitter for updates on anything and everything Pokemon, as well as to know when all my videos go live. The link is down in the description below. And as always, this has been Black Phoenix. Thanks for watching.